Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessie Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too. Because booze!
Hi. Welcome.
We're here.
We're back.
We're alive.
I probably sound especially nasally.
We're recording not on a Monday.
Shocking.
Maybe tonight's going to be totally different than every other one.
Maybe we've entered the Twilight Zone.
Ooh.
I feel like that episode of Friends where Phoebe has the sexy voice. For once in my life, I'm not squeaky.
Well, yeah, so we're recording on Thursday because Tab wasn't feeling so good on Monday.
Not too hot. I'm definitely doing better, but you might have to excuse the occasional cough and or snort. By the way, this is Tab with the scratchy voice.
And this is Jessie with the hopefully normal voice.
Super normal voice.
I mean, I don't know if it's normal, but it sounds like I normally sound.
Your normal.
It's my normal.
Yes. So, yeah, we're recording on 420, you guys.
Best day ever. We can't figure out really why people need to celebrate.
Yeah, I don't understand the excitement, because I feel like if you're going to get super stoked about 420, you're probably also smoking pot most
of your life
the time.
Yeah.
So
what's the difference?
It's just the camaraderie. You just know
that could be
all your brothers out there. It's like when you're away from your loved one and you look at the moon and you think
they're both looking.
Isn't that a song lyric? Something
probably
out there looking
a bunch
at the
of
same
songs.
bright moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a song.
Well, it's like Blake with Cesar Chavez Day and Cinco de Mayo.
Cesar Chavez Day was the funniest thing. Okay, Cinco de Mayo, I know. My friends that are Mexican are we don't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo. That's just an American reason to get drunk.
Most American holidays are like that. We think we get them from some great, St. Patrick's Day.
Right. People in Ireland celebrate St. Patrick's Day because it's become a thing.
Right.
Because of tourists.
Yes.
It's not
And they do it to make money. But
yeah.
It's not St. Patrick's Day. And then, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo,
same thing.
It's not even a thing. But I know that in our country, everybody uses that date as an excuse to get drunk.
Yeah.
Had not heard Cesar Chavez before.
I think and that's not even an American thing.
It's a California thing.
Yeah, it's a California thing, and no, I don't even think everywhere in California, but there are certain CSUs, California State Universities, that
thank you for clarifying.
that have a strong. Does Chico State even have Latino studies or anything?
Well, I think it's more agricultural communities. And
that makes sense.
A lot of California is agricultural.
That's true. That's very true.
So, it definitely, it's a state holiday.
Even banks have it off and stuff.
In California.
Yeah. Which is totally weird.
It's trippy.
But I don't mind it. I get it off too, so I don't complain.
I worked on it. People still need medical care on Cesar Chavez Day.
Foster kids don't get to see their family on Cesar Chavez Day. Sorry.
Aw. That's so sad.
I kind of thought that would be sad.
You know what's the saddest thing ever? The foster kid commercials on the radio.
Aren't they awful?
From Sleep Train. And they want you to come donate stuff. And then I've gone in there to donate stuff. And the employees were like so flippant about like, oh yeah, just stick it on that pile. We already have a ton.
Oh.
I felt really like discouraged by that. I thought that was lame.
I would probably just donate straight to a foster family agency.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
And I think that Sleep Train,
But foster family agencies don't have the pathetic commercials.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
I mean,
and to be totally honest, we have because we're kind of small. We only have like 25 kids right now. And we just don't really have the capacity to take a lot of donations.
right.
We have like a clothing closet, but it hardly ever gets used. So we'll take in new clothes and like donate old clothes. Like just went through and like found a bunch of like 90s stuff, it's been in there. No kid's gonna.
Wait, 90s stuff's coming back in trend.
That's true, but it's like not cute 90s stuff.
Like, were there like brightly colored neon t-shirts and berets?
No, there was like a Winnie the Pooh overalls.
Oh, wait,
but not
for
for children.
kids.
Yeah,
I remember Winnie the Pooh. Like, I had a Winnie the Pooh book bag, not like a backpack, a book bag, because I guess I thought that was cool. Probably when I was in like 9th grade.
Yeah, it was like it was a grown girl overall set that I don't think any girl that size would wear nowadays.
I don't think any girls over the age of about 6 need to put on overalls.
I kind of want a pair, just for fun.
I don't think you should.
Oh, well, fine.
I need to do my impression of the Sleep Train commercials for the foster kids, where she's like, "I miss my brother." And the one little girl who has the cutest voice ever in the whole world. And I can't remember she had some really pathetic line that was just like, they're milking these kids for everything they're worth. And like,
well, and in the commercials,
actors.
Yeah, it's not even a foster kid.
Foster kids, which
like,
is just like gratuitous. She like had some line about they do like pajama drives and shoe drives and toys.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the pajama ones are like, I don't have any clothes to sleep in.
Yeah.
Like, I just sleep in my everyday clothes.
Now my mind's going totally blank. But there was one line in particular that this
really sad.
This 3-year-old girl had that was just so heart crushing.
Well, and I wish I could say that like it's really off base. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wish I could say. But it's really, sometimes they get detained and they don't got any clothes.
Yeah.
And it's like we try to make sure that our foster parents are going to like very quickly equip them, or like we get stuff out of the clothing closet or whatnot. So it's not like we put them in this house and they don't get clothes for like a super long time until Sleep Train brings them clothes.
Right. But they might legitimately for 24 hours
need
have
clothes.
Nothing in their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean there is a real significant need.
Oh.
But they get clothes.
Yeah.
Because foster parents get paid to buy them clothes.
Right. True.
As long as the foster family agency ensures that they're actually doing that. That's, right. I think, where the problem lies and why foster parents get a bad name.
Right.
Because there's some out there that I'm sure don't take very great care of kids.
In any system, there are people who are going to take advantage of it. So there are some people that are like, oh, I'll take another foster kid, cram them in the room with the rest of them.
Yeah.
And don't take care of them and collect the money.
Right.
Which is awful.
Awful. I don't like kids that much I could do that.
Well, I would venture to say that somebody who's doing that probably doesn't really like kids either.
That's true. Okay, we're going to start this off on a real depressing note.
We are.
I'm trying to move away from the depressingness.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me something horrible.
No.
Oh, goodness.
And, okay, tell me how 420 got its name.
Jesse just did a great cheer for me. It was super cute.
The arms were moving and everything.
Yeah, so I recently listened to, which at the time I was like, it's March. What are they talking about? But now I know why, because now I'm equipped with this information before 420. There was an episode of the podcast Criminal, which is a podcast I really like. It's super interesting. It sometimes tells about things from like a criminal's perspective.
Oh, that is interesting.
Sometimes it's from law enforcement. Sometimes it's like from a victim's perspective.
Wow.
And they're all kind of different kinds of stories from, I mean, anything you could think that would be associated with a criminal act. So like it doesn't necessarily have to be about the crime even itself, but something somehow they're associated to it. And I mean, one was like about a police diver diving in the Brea tar pits.
Whoa.
Like super interesting.
Okay.
One, they had a bank robber, this guy that robbed like so many banks successfully, and then he just turned himself in. Like it was really interesting. So Criminal had a 420 episode, and they explained where 420 came from. Apparently 420 was entered into the dictionary this year.
I'm so sick of things that get entered into the dictionary.
Well, so some like dictionaries are very like proper, and you know, it has to be language with roots of, you know,
sure.
They want to be more official or whatever, I don't know. But
I respect that.
Okay. But then some
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Some dictionaries are all about like being inclusive and up to date with what language is now, which I never thought. I always felt like you, like, oh, they'll just put anything in the dictionary, like, can't make up a word. That's stupid. But people do it all the time. That's how language evolves.
But it's 420, like, I don't feel like it's like a word.
Well, it's a phrase, I guess.
Because, like,
I mean,
so,
is douchebag a word?
Well, like, it's like Coachella in the dictionary. Like, it's like an event.
Son of a bitch, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Coachella.
It's just what I thought of because it's happening.
It's like recently in the zeitgeist.
Right.
Oh, that was my lovely drink. I made a fancy, what the hell did I make?
A Moscow Mule.
Yeah, I made a Moscow Mule. I picked mint from my very own backyard. It smells delicious.
It's legit. She's starting to feel warm. It's like a whole 70 degrees out. Not even 70. It was chilly today. No, yesterday was chilly.
Today was fairly decent.
Yeah, I wasn't outside
much. The sun was out.
She felt like she's got it in the summer vibes.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm warm. I'm going to put on cooler clothing. And I was in my brain thinking I should do something so that I feel more comfortable while I'm warm, like not being quite so fluffy would make me more comfortable in the heat, I think. Or I could make a really refreshing beverage.
Well, okay. See, also, though, you have to think, sure, the refreshing beverage is a much easier way to go. But it's hard to compare those two situations because it's not like you're going to, like, lose weight tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I will have this refreshing beverage tonight.
Right. It's instant gratification.
The refreshing beverage is cool, and the refreshing beverage makes me not give a crap.
You could potentially have your cake and eat it too, but healthy cake, because you could still have your refreshing drink and have a plan of losing weight.
I don't have a plan of losing weight. I do have a plan of eating healthy.
That works.
Yeah. That's mostly what I'm concerned about, just getting healthy foods.
I'm in a weight loss competition with my boss, and I'm losing. And I figured I was going to lose because I've been losing weight since January.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you've hit like a plateau.
Yeah, since before January. But so I just have less weight to lose than he does. So he's already down like 10 freaking pounds in his last 3 weeks.
You should have done it by like BMI.
Yeah, but that's
percentages
hard.
Or something.
I know. Well, we're doing it. It's not like by pounds lost. It's by percentage lost.
Oh, okay.
But still, his 10 pounds trumps my like 2.3 or something.
Right.
So I'm going to lose. And I'm going to have to buy him 2 things of Starbucks and give him $10.
Well, give him $10 and buy those freaking Starbucks unicorn frappuccinos that are 500 calories a pop, and he'll start packing that 10 pounds right back on.
There's the amount of sugar in 3 Snickers bars in one of those.
I saw that. Although a regular frappuccino has the amount of sugar that's in an entire pack of freaking Oreos.
That's insane.
Right? Like the tall Starbucks Frappuccinos, like, in the bottle at the store.
What?
That's how much is in them.
That's insane.
Every time I ever go to pick one up, I think of that image, and I'm like...
I shouldn't do this.
Or I'm like, I'm going to get an entire pack of Oreos.
I'd rather eat those than drink this Frappuccino.
So I've resorted to, if I have to, like, buy a quick coffee thing, I get the, like, light double shot espressos.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's, like, reasonable.
Well, now that cold brew is, like, all over the place, and cold brew doesn't have anything in it.
Not just straight cold brew. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So good. So, 420.
Oh, 420. I got distracted.
We always get distracted. Yeah, so they had the episode explaining where, like, the root of it was because it had just been entered into the dictionary, and it's, like, the dictionary that's trying to express and define the language we currently use.
Okay.
So it doesn't, I mean, don't think of it as, like, the English dictionary. Think of it as, like,
Today's.
the language we speak dictionary.
Okay.
So they added 420 in, like, a multiple of variations, like 4-20, 4:20, 4:20, 4/20,
Okay.
420 written out.
Interesting.
So, I mean, it's legit a word, like 420. And basically, I mean, there's, like, lots of claims, and people have all kinds of different reasons they think it is what it is. Like, what's your perception of why it's 420?
I have no freaking idea.
Like, no clue at all.
No.
Some people think it's like a police code for something.
No.
Or they think apparently Hitler's birthday is like
I have
April
heard that
20th,
one before.
Which, why that would have anything?
Hitler, weed, yay! How do you make that connection in your brain?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe somebody was super high one day and decided.
Maybe that's the thing. You have to be super high. I don't know. So apparently it's none of those things.
Okay.
It started, I believe, in Colorado, and it was high school students, I think in the 70s. And I could be getting all these facts wrong. It was
Fact check everything you hear today.
a group. Just go listen to Criminal. It's way better.
But we're still going to tell the story.
We're still gonna tell. It was a group of kids. One of their brothers, like, got enlisted in the military or something and was, like, leaving town. And he was like, you guys, I have a grow out in the forest. Here's a quick little map I jotted out.
Forest.
I see where you're going, but that's not it.
Okay.
So he gave him the map and, you know, went off to boot camp or whatever. And then the kids, after school, they had, like, school and then some school activities or whatever. And so, like, the soonest they could all meet
was 420.
was at 420 at this, like, statue. And so at first, the, like, saying that they did, you know, they would meet there, get high, drive out in the woods and go try to find this grow of the brothers. So they, you know, were pursuing this over a period of time. And so, like, as they'd pass each other in the hallway, they'd, like, remind each other, like, oh, 420 it, wherever, kind of thing. And then they said after a while, it just got, like, shortened down to just, like, you know, they'd, like, nod at each other, 420, okay. And it just, like, was, like, a funny thing. And then, like, one of the kids in the yearbook, when they asked him, like, what would you say to the senior class, he said 420. So they have proof that they were using this at that era. And then one of them has, like, a letter that one of them wrote that says something in it, so it has a postmark and everything. So it's like that also, like, legitimizes it, I guess. So I guess other kids at the school started recognizing it as, like, they were saying, oh, we're gonna go meet and smoke weed, because that's what they did before. And so then other kids started using it.
And it just spread like wildfire.
Now,
much slower, I'm sure, than things spread these days.
Probably because there wasn't, like, social media.
Right.
But somebody had some connection to, like, a guitarist in the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
And so I think it was the Grateful Dead. And so, like, they were saying it. And so that's how it, like, got its, like, it really took off, was that.
Okay.
So that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people out there that dispute it and are like, no, man, I came up with it. But I mean, that seems to me like the most logical story about how it would originate.
Yeah, everything kind of like checks out.
Right. And there are tons of words that we say nowadays because somebody started it.
Did
and then
something funny.
And it like caught.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like nicknames. Sometimes you call somebody something real weird and it sticks.
It sticks.
Like that's my best friend Sandra calls me Cabbage.
Right.
Because when I was in junior high, one of our friends was like, Jesse, do you eat a lot of cabbage? And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, Mini-Me in Austin Powers eats cabbage. That's why he's short. I don't even know if that's true. Like, to this date, I don't think I've watched Austin Powers since. And, like, I don't know if Mini-Me really eats cabbage.
I remember watching Austin Powers, like, when it came out.
Yeah. I have no desire to watch it again. So I was like, you're weird. And for some reason, my friend Sandra's like, that's your new name. And it stuck. And she introduces me to her family, which she has a massive family, but she introduces me as Cabbage. And sometimes they don't even know my real name.
So you're just out in public, passing by people, and they're like, Cabbage!
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Everybody, when I was in beauty school, everyone called me Birdie. And it was because one person,
Decided?
I just had a whole bunch of bird tattoos, and she was like, oh, you're like a little birdie. And then she just started calling me that, and then it like spread throughout the whole entire thing. And I randomly see people in town, and they're like, hey, birdie, because that's the only thing they know me by.
Yeah. Nicknames are weird.
Strange. But yeah, same thing. The like grassroots just kind of starts up and catches on, and boom.
We got 420.
Yeah, if you think about it now, I mean, it's been like 40 something years or whatever, like that's a long time for something to take hold.
Yeah. Well,
So.
Now it's blowing up.
The best part of that whole episode, though, was when the hostess called her dad and said, did I just call her a hostess?
Yeah.
Like she's at a restaurant?
Yeah. I don't know what
In media, you just still call a woman a host, right?
I have no idea.
Well, the host of the show,
What if she's transgender? Then what do you call her?
whatever they want to be called.
Okay. Tell me about
You accept.
this person.
She called her dad and was like, Dad, what does 420 mean to you? And at first he was just like, let me see. And he like got out his calendar to look if he had something going on April 20th or if it was like his birthday or somebody's birthday. And then he's like, I have a few appointments. I can move them around. It was so sweet.
That is sweet.
And then she's like, no, but like if I said 420, and then she's like, it's associated with like pot or something. And he's like, oh, you mean like dope? Like it's in the marijuana culture? I was like, yes, it's in the marijuana culture.
So this lady has the sweetest, just most nerdiest dad.
Adorable, like totally innocent dad who's just like, oh, the marijuana culture? It was so funny.
That's great.
But yeah, so we're not smoking anything tonight.
Nope.
I'm having my mojito,
I'm having a glass of water.
having some great water.
Because I am like 1 week and 13 days, or 1 month and 13 days into
I was going to say, it's been longer than a week.
my TB medication.
Oh, jeez. But we may end up getting high of another sort because we're going to stain some crates in a tiny closed room.
Oh, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now, just disclaimer, please use stain products in a ventilated area, well-ventilated area. I bought these crates at Michael's.
They've got millions of them at Michael's right now.
It's crazy. Well, and even when you go in there and you think, oh, they don't have any, if you look up at the wall.
Yeah, I saw them the other day. I'm like,
Up on the
whoa!
top. They're like hiding over there.
Millions and
So
millions.
here's a screwdriver to open your paint can.
$1 million. See, this is the Austin Powers episode.
Yes, apparently. Normally I think these crates are around between $12 to $15 regular price. Yeah. And I've purchased all of them with like either 40, 50, or 60% off coupons. So I ended up only paying like, $4 or $5 a crate. So I feel like that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And originally, the first one I bought to like take pictures was like a photo prop. And then the second one I bought because when I got my fake tree last year, I was like, I need something to put my tree on top of so it stands off the ground and you can like fit presents under it.
Okay.
So I like lashed 2 of them together. I like to say lash like I'm a pirate. I lashed 2 crates together and floated on the sea.
Well, okay.
And so I put those together and stood my tree on them. And then I had just kind of propped them up sideways and stuck them on the side of my desk in my living room.
Okay.
And they were sitting there and I was like, oh, these would actually be kind of cool to like stack stuff in. And I've seen things on Pinterest where they've made like entire like entertainment centers out of little crates like these. So I thought, well, what the heck? Maybe I should just make a little bookshelf or something with it. And so I went and bought another one. So now I have 3 and it's like the perfect height for where I have them sitting. And we're just going to stain each one in a different color because everything in my house is different colors.
So we gotta keep the trend going.
Yeah.
This wood is very porous.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it probably is. It's totally unfinished. Well, I've had, like, light wood things, and then, I've bought different shades for different things I've, stained or different shades of wood on, like, products that I bought that were already built.
I am doing the inside of this, too, right?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
Okay.
And I've done, like, even some furniture and, like, painted, like, red. And then Dear Husband's dad made that really pretty desk with all the different kinds of wood in it for us. And I was like, this is perfect because it ties together, like, everything. And so this is going to sit right next to it, which the top of the desk is all, like, inlaid with all these, like, really cool kinds of wood that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, they're great.
He always will tell me, like, oh, this is something from this kind of tree. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. So, yeah, I think them being all kind of mismatched will work out perfectly and tie in. So we're doing one with, like, really, really dark. What are you? Mahogany? Rich mahogany?
Called Kona.
Ooh. That sounds Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It sounds like coffee. I don't know why I think of coffee when I think Kona.
This one's called Puritan Pine.
That's the white one.
Right? Seriously, what is wrong with us? And then the other one I have is Red Oak, which is actually, when it comes out, it looks more like a cherry color.
Oh.
Because I've used it before. So, I don't know why they call it Red Oak. Maybe Red Oak's close to that color.
That could be.
I can't say that I've ever seen red oak wood. Like, is that an actual thing?
I have no idea.
Do you think that there's any regulations regarding what they're allowed to call their stuff? Or do you think they just name it whatever the heck they want, like fingernail polish colors?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is noisy.
Yeah. I know, I'm like not doing very much because I'm like, that's all people are going to hear.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to blot. Also, I'm not uber concerned.
You're never, like, concerned.
I'm never concerned. For being, like, a type A, I think
take offense to that?
No. Let's get a fight on the podcast. Damn you, Jessie. How dare you?
I'm type A and I do care about things.
What are you saying? I just half-ass everything?
No.
My version of half-assing something is like doing way more than the average person would still.
That is 100% the truth.
I'm like, I'm gonna take it real easy this time, and then I'll still be like, did you see these things that I hand carved?
I learned how to whittle this weekend.
No, I mean, I am into the like rustic. Like, I never worry about my furniture getting scuffed up and stuff because I think it just like adds character, and I'm into that kind of rustic. What do they call it? Shabby chic.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm really shabby chic. I'm not.
I'm not so chic, really.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, and I don't know what they mean by shabby. Sometimes when I say shabby chic, I just think of too many bows.
I think of a cat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
This is like the Rorschach test of words.
Yeah. Maybe we should just talk about words.
I love words. Somebody told me a funny joke at work today.
Okay, tell me.
So
I need to know.
this guy comes in, and we see him like every couple weeks, and he always tells us jokes. And it's great. Like, and they're super cheesy dad jokes.
Oh, good.
So which are the best. So I'm gonna attempt to tell a joke on a podcast. Is this PC? Is this like podcasting etiquette? Do people really want to hear my joke? It's not even my joke. Also, I'm the worst at telling jokes.
I'm so bad at telling jokes. They aren't usually funny by the time I'm done with
Right.
them.
By the time I like over-explain and hack the shit out of it, I'm like, get it? And people are like, no.
No, I don't.
I actually have no idea what you're talking about anymore. You know, I'm going to screw the guy's name up. Pavlov, I think.
Okay.
There's
We're off to a good start with this joke already.
You don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing the guy's name right.
Okay, here we go.
I believe it's like something along those lines. He is the guy who trained the dogs. So there's like a whole like theory about there's a nicer word for it, but like manipulating behavior.
Oh, right,
with like reward, you know.
Yeah.
So like he's the one who like trained the dogs that every time he would feed them, and every time he fed them he would ring a bell. And so then he would ring the bell, and even if he wasn't feeding them, they would salivate.
Right.
So he, proved that cool theory or whatever. So he went out to breakfast, and he sat at the counter and ordered, bacon and eggs at the diner, and he's like, okay, and the waitress says, well, I'll bring it out to you when it's ready, and he's sitting there chilling, and she goes up to the register or like to the cook counter and rings the bell to get the cook to come take the ticket, and he goes, oh, gotta go feed the dogs. Because he trained himself too.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah, I don't
Do you hear the standing sound? We should be really quiet and then just post this as an ASMR video.
Are you in that ASMR stuff?
Well, if you listen to Move and Bam, they always bring it up, so it's like always in the forefront of my brain. I don't even like watch ASMR, but I'm like, oh, we could make ASMR movies.
Now you have to explain what ASMR is.
That's true. Autosomnal response or something like that. You like do something and it's like listen to something and it's like pleasing and you get like tingly like, oh, that's so great. Like I would say like I have had that happen before, like listening to like live music, or like the opera, where it's like you have like a physical reaction to the sound, I guess. No?
No.
I don't feel like I'm explaining it very well. ASMR is like videos that are designed to like induce that feeling. So, and like different people experience it, I guess, like more often than others or whatever. But different people have different like triggers, like certain sounds that will make it happen. And so like, yeah, for somebody it might be like somebody brushing their hair, or yeah, some like sound of water running, or sound of, and so there's all these videos on YouTube with like random different like people, and there's people who have YouTube channels like this is their job, like this is what they're doing for a living, and they make ASMR videos, and like they have their little YouTube channel and they make their money, I guess, from sponsors or ads or whatever, just like any other YouTube channel does. These crates are a metaphor for life.
Life is like a crate of wood.
You have some rough patches. You have some smooth areas. What else can we equate to this? Sometimes you're a little bit naughty.
Tab is hilarious.
Oh, so on the way home, I was like flipping through channels on the radio because it was all songs I can't stand. Well, I mean, even new songs that come out that I'm like, this is a decent song, they play it so repetitively that by the time, 2 weeks in, you're like, if I ever hear this song again.
Yeah.
So even songs where I was like, oh, I liked that song, you get so burnt on it so quickly that I just can't ever usually find anything decent to listen to on the radio. And they're not, even when I had like serious radio, and it was, I could pick like a decade, like a genre, or,
right.
I still would feel like that. But I'm kind of too lazy to like plug my phone in every time I get in the car.
So. You gotta get one of those new fancy cars. Well, when you get in, it just does it.
Oh, like by Bluetooth and whatnot?
Yeah.
And it just starts a playlist. But even then, I feel like when I listen to music, it's like very specific to the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
So it would be like, I couldn't have just like a playlist it would start. I would be like, I don't want to hear this song. I wish Siri would do that. She doesn't do that. Or he. Mine's a he, but... Actually, I think he informs me that he's androgynous or something.
Oh.
Or he's a
Z?
He's a computer. He doesn't have
a gender?
Anatomy or a gender.
It's not the anatomy.
It's not the anatomy, yeah.
That counts anymore.
So, yeah. I wish that you could be like, Siri, play this album or whatever. I can't stand the woman Siri voice. It drives me crazy.
I have the British one.
Oh, that's doable. Because, yeah, I'm just always like, look, bitch. Stop telling me what to do.
Wow. She doesn't get mad at you?
No, that's how I feel when I hear her, so I just don't put it on that one. But when he tells me stuff, I'm like, well, that's a suggestion. I don't know what that says about me.
Interesting.
I'm sure there's probably some kind of like psychological study that can be done on like your responses to robot voices, like what this says about you, or like how you treat Siri.
Yeah, some people are mean.
I know. The kids like to play with her. The boys skip my phone and just ask stupid questions. And even when he just goes like, I'm not quite sure what you said,
Yeah.
They just like giggle incessantly. It's the greatest.
That's funny.
Which is actually, Remy got a Magic 8 Ball on Easter. And same thing. He like was asking the Magic 8 Ball the weirdest stuff, like, Magic 8 Ball, do you like to eat cheese? And then it would be like, for sure, and then he would just be like, ah!
Oh my gosh.
He thought it was the greatest thing ever. Good job, Easter Bunny.
I love that.
Did you end up doing a basket for Blake?
Yeah.
So what'd you end up with?
Well, he got quite the basket, man. When I was down at Target, I had spent a load of money.
Well, yeah, I think last year, didn't you make him a bucket?
Yeah, well, this year I wanted it to be smaller. Okay, so we make a lot of, like, shredded chicken. Like, I love enchiladas and, like, stuff like that. And I always ask Blake to shred the chicken because I hate doing it. You know, all we have is, like, fork, right? It takes for frickin' ever.
Right.
So, I wanted to get him...
Oh, like the things, the claws?
Shredder, yeah. And I had them in the Amazon cart, and I forgot to order them. And then, of course, it was too late. So I had to go out.
So you really waited to the last minute because it couldn't have been within 2 days.
No, I went shopping for it on Saturday. So I had to go to Bed Bath & Beyond to get them because Target didn't have them.
Right.
And nothing at Bed Bath & Beyond is cheap.
Did you at least have a 20% off coupon?
Yes, I did use a coupon.
Good. Because if you didn't, I was going to have to smack a hoe.
No. So that was really all that I had in mind to, like...
That was a little inside joke from last night at trivia.
Oh, no, sorry, guys. Yeah, that was, like, my only really plan for his Easter basket. And then, but I didn't want to get a lot of candy, so...
So you just start from there. Build from there.
Yep, he just got a whole bunch of stuff, but it was nothing really else kitchen-y. I got him a phone charger. I got him the
Can't
movie...
ever have too many of those.
I know, I got him the movie The Italian Job.
Oh, I love that movie.
Because it was $4, and I also love it.
Marky Mark.
I got...
He probably prefers Mr.
Deodorant?
Wahlberg. No.
Yeah.
Deodorant?
I got him deodorant.
Okay.
I don't even remember what else. But it was cute.
Yeah, my friend told me that when they were kids, they always got, like, super practical things in their stocking, like socks and deodorant and stuff.
Funny.
And I was like, what? I just remember our stockings, it was just like, here's some candy and some more candy and some more candy and some more candy.
Yeah.
And maybe they're, even, like, because I try not to do a bunch of candy with the boys, so I will pick out, like, toys and books and, you know, pens and, you know, cool pens or pencils and teeth brushes and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then Santa comes and puts them all in their stocking for them. And so I'm like, what? Like, just like soap and deodorant? Here's some hairspray? Like,
Yeah.
she was like, that was like super practical. When I was a kid, we didn't even get little toys and stuff. It was just like candy, I feel like.
Yeah. My mom would do toys sometimes.
I mean, I might have got like chapstick because I've always been obsessed with chapstick.
That's great.
Well, since 5th grade, anyways. Dear husband is umpiring baseball games. Softball. Don't want to call it the wrong thing.
That's so fun. I'm so glad he's doing that.
Is it though?
You don't like it?
Oh, I wouldn't want. Actually, I probably would want to be an umpire because I'd be like, yeah, come fight with me. I'm gonna kick your ass out of the game.
Yeah.
Adam is so very, very, like, kind and non-confrontational. I hope that when he's there, people are yelling at him and he's like, "You're ejected!" I would love if that was what was happening, but I feel like he's probably more like, "I'm sorry, I see your point, but my say is the final say, so you're gonna need to sit down."
Or, okay, you're right. You have the point.
No, I think once he makes a ruling, he sticks with it. He's pretty firm.
That's good.
But they have the, like, infield fly rule in softball, and he said that he, like, has to spend, like, every time someone, like, pops a ball up, he, like, is looking at it going, like, please somebody catch this thing. Because if he has to, like, call it out, and then people are like, what? You know? And then it turns into a big fight, and then he's like, I have to explain this whole thing again.
Oh, no.
And, I mean, it's somewhat, obviously, all umping is somewhat subjective to the umpire.
Yeah.
But I think that the infield fly rule, especially because you call it at its like apex before anything happens to the ball. So like before any people come in contact with the ball, you call it when it's like at its highest point.
Interesting.
And like what is deemed the infield is kind of vague, you know? Like what would you call the infield? Is it inside the edges of the bags? You know, or the outside edge of the bags? Because there's still dirt past that.
Right.
Or, you know, could the early grass be infield if it could be caught by an infielder with usual like
I would just
effort?
say dirt.
I mean, these are all legit, you know?
Yeah.
Because it also has to do with, like, whether an infielder could catch the ball without, like, great effort. Which an infielder could catch the ball without great effort in the grass, right behind second base, you know? So there's, like, all this, like, vagueness, and so it's really just up to the umpire, and I think everyone argues with that.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Me, I would be like, yeah, come argue with me. Because I'm ornery.
You want to get kicked out of your beer league?
Well, and he's also said that a lot of people are like, this is like what they do, like their hobby.
Yeah.
So he's like, they play every night of the week.
That's crazy.
I cannot imagine. But they're playing like with some different league or different team or whatever, like every night of the week. So he's like seeing them multiple times, you know? And it's like, so they get really into it and they really want to fight and argue. Like I said, I would probably be like, bring it on.
I don't know. I think I have a lot more bite than I do, or bark than I do bite. Because I feel like, yeah, I'd want to fight people, but I'd probably get there and I'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. I totally don't want to fight people, but I will argue a point, like, to death. And I am not afraid of confrontation. Like, because I think I treat confrontation with, like, not the expectation that I'm going to, like, get in a fight with someone, but I'm like, we're going to have a lively discussion about this and come to an agreement, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, bring it on. Come argue with me. Like, I'll debate you. I say we just call it.
Me too.
We're way too high on these stain fumes to continue recording right now. And all the people who are listening are not going to want to hear the ridiculous things that come out of our mouth from here on out anyways. Also, maybe it's just going to be gibberish. Or we'll have been sitting here for 20 minutes not talking. And not even realize it, right?
Right.
So, I still have some beverage over here. But it's hard to pick up my glass because I have stain all over my hands.
Yeah.
So, I needed a straw. What was I thinking?
Oh my gosh.
I love straws too. But I'm going to finish it later while we're finishing up these lovely crates. I think we've got, yours is just almost done. And I'm a third of the way into the last one. I think they're going to turn out really cute. Can't wait to take pictures and post them on our Instagram.
And
probably
on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Sometimes I end up with a link from Twitter to our Instagram. So yeah, find us on all the social medias, Booze and Glues, spelled out all the way.
No ampersand.
No ampersand. Who knew that was going to become like our slogan? We didn't plan that out.
I just booze, not ampersand, glues.
Booze and Glues. No ampersand. It's the little subtitle on everything we do from now on.
Asterisk at the bottom.
No ampersand. Yeah, so find us on the social medias. Follow us, like, click, heart, things, share. Mostly share.
Yeah, because we like to share our lives with you. And so you should share our lives with other people.
Exactly. Plus, even if you, like, maybe we're not really your jam, but you might know somebody out there whose jam we are. So.
I like jalapeno jam.
Yes. But, like, sweet and spicy. Especially on, like, a grilled cheese with, like, bacon or ham.
That sounds really good right now.
That sounds really good. Anyways, find us on social medias. Share us with your friends. Retweet us.
Send us all your 420 bros.
That's right. Send us pictures of fun crafts you've done. Maybe we should do them too.
We're always looking for new cute crafts.
That's right. Also, subscribe in iTunes.
Because we have iTunes.
We're on the iTunes and lots of other.
Bochi's begging you, follow us.
He's so sad. You should see the look on his face. He really, really wants you guys to follow us. Yeah, if you subscribe on iTunes, it helps our visibility so other people get to see us. And everybody can hear how we view the world.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Drink up. I can't.
The look on your face was so confused. You have craft to do.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.